What's going on, guys? It's Monster Chappie, and we're back today looking at a double header. Well, actually a 1.5 header or something like that, 1 3/4, whatever you want to call it. In this matchup, I got the Redskins taking on the Giants, and in the next one, I have the Giants taking on the Eagles, and it's gonna be a lovely couple gameplays for you guys to analyze, basically just because of how it works out as far as turnovers go, getting turnovers, getting stopped, and when they occur, when is the best time to get a turnover. Those types of things is what we're going to talk about in this video. The art of the turnover, if you will, and the art of keep away, I guess, too. But we'll be talking about quite a few things in this video, so I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay as well as the commentary. And go ahead and leave a thumbs up if you are and do enjoy this, and go ahead and subscribe for more, man. We're going to be getting you guys a lot more tips and gameplays as frequently as possible. So in this video, guys, what I really want to talk about is going to be those little things this year that are going to help you separate yourself. And this is going to be a review from last year as well, with maybe a couple new things this year. So first off, what I want to say is the gap between a professional and a good player and a great player and somebody who's really not that good really has been narrowed quite a bit over the past few years. Maybe 5 years ago, or even like a Madden 2010 or 11 or something like that. The difference between a really good player and a ranked guy, a top level ranked guy, was probably going to be a blowout. Whereas in Madden 13, the pro guy versus the really high ranked guy, it's probably going to be a difference of like, maybe 14 to 17 points. Whereas in this year's game, I think the difference is narrowed down even more to 10 to 14 points, or sometimes even 7. Just bear with me. Just keep in mind, I'm just trying to reference to give you guys a good idea of how much smaller the gap has become. Partially that's due to all the tips and stuff that are online now, ebooks, gameplays that you can see. You can see what the top guys are doing and things like that, as well as you guys have been hitting the lab tough and really just learning what's important. And also the game has just been dumbed down a little bit, if we're being real honest about it. The game has been simplified. The game is not as advanced anymore, and that's a good and bad thing. It's good for you newer guys. It's kind of bad for the guys who really want to separate themselves. But at the end of the day, there will still be separation. And the separation is going to be from the small details and the small things that you do over the course of the game that get you the W. Small things, what am I talking about? I'm talking about, knowing when to take a sack, knowing when to punt the ball. It's not very often that you want to punt, but knowing the one situation out of 10 games that you should punt it, knowing that. Also, again, knowing when to take those sacks, but at the same time, knowing when to, sneak with your QB and take off, or knowing when to pass. Sometimes that's a tricky situation depending on what kind of defense your opponent's playing. Also, your QB pocket presence, when to slide with your QB, when to slide with your wide receivers and your defensive backs when you get interceptions. Basically just avoiding those fumbles and turnovers, because one turnover could literally be the difference between winning and losing a game very often. And when you get that turnover is also crucial, because if you throw an interception with 10 seconds left in a half, that could or could not be crucial to you. If you throw it on the other side of the field like a Hail Mary, it really is not going to matter. That's a meaningless turnover. Whereas if you throw the interception and you're on your side of the field and they're in field goal range and they sneak 3 points out of you right before half, that's a crucial turnover. Now, one question I've been getting is, when should you try to be getting turnovers? And my answer to you is, any time that you can possibly get a turnover, get it. I do not, what I typically used to do is just sit, kind of feel what our opponent is doing, and do that for a couple drives. Now you have to do that within one drive, and even during that drive, you need to be trying to cause a turnover and being very aggressive defensively, because the way this game is played, it's a very offensive game. And the offense has just been upgraded in so many ways from years past, and it's just tough to get stopped. So what you have to do is play very aggressive, and that doesn't necessarily mean blitzing 8, blitzing 6, double-edged pressure. You are going to want to be able to bring pressure, but you're also going to want to be able to play max coverage as well, because both defenses can be effective at the right times against the right opponent. But what is important, again, is that you're mixing it up, but you want to try to dominate the play as a defense. You want them to react to you rather than you reacting to them and them dominating and dictating the pace of the game as well as how things are flowing. And also, it does not matter when you get your turnover as long as you're scoring off of it. So like I said before, if they score and, you come down, you get a turnover and they score again, now you're playing a possession game and you're down, a possession, possibly two if they get the final score in the first half. So also managing that clock right before the end of the half is going to be crucial. If there's 2 minutes left, it's 14-14 and they get ball at half, you don't want to score and leave them a minute and a half on the clock. Now they milk the rest of the clock, score, and then they get ball at half. Now they're winning the possession battle. So, as I've said last year, if you're getting the ball at half, if it's a tie game or if you're down less than 3, you're in a beautiful position. Whereas if you are kicking off at half, you want to be up 7 or more at halftime because that means you'll be now winning the possession battle, and that's going to usually lead to you getting a victory. So, these are the small things this year that are going to be the difference between winning and losing. And although you might not see a blowout, you'll find yourself losing to an opponent that's better than you, 8 or 9 times out of 10 versus getting blown out 9 times out of 10. Now you might have a close game 7 times out of 10, and then the other games there'll be some, some Madden stuff, some wild plays, broken tackles. There's, a lot of tomfoolery in the game of John Madden, but at the end of the day, the better player is going to win a majority of the games. Not every game, but a majority of them still. And if it's two close competitors, it's going to be the difference between those. Again, small details, who gets the fumble, who gets the crucial stop, who doesn't have that crucial turnover before half or towards the end of the game. Those types of things are going to be big for you. So hopefully you guys are able to use these tips, these small details that are very simple but effective and important nonetheless, and can help you win a lot more ball games. Again, be sure to subscribe for more and leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed. A lot more gameplay and a lot more tips coming soon. My name is Monster Chappie, and until the next time, guys, we are gone.